looked impressive enough from the outside. This is where all of Teyvat's Mora... Oh, so it's a trap! But even if we can't take it, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora, it's like a dream come... Oh, right. It's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells... Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all...
You've already fulfilled your task.
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be waste? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and the time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But either way, we now come to my favorite part, the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes, look!
You could When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. Besides, you could never defeat me. Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you... This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger.
Wingblade!
You've made some progress. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
You came! A touch of frost.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it! Everybody stand back! Huh.
Shatter!
Fourth, my blade.
Oz revealed! Wingblade!
You're a cut above.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia would—
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contract. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom— Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers. Children must all—
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geor Archon, in the— If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago.
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest, but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo Archon to show its hand, but you as well. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
on! That guy is fast! What's going on? If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber, do we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chi-Scene. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like... So will the power of the Chi-Scene, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion...
What? But all of you were supposed to be the Guardians of Lilith. Can't you think of some...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi-Scene did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista.
I suppose this is one blessing from the... So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to... We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Not too far.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time of Julian cars. Whoa! It's Madam Ping's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
As you wish, Fräulein.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Then perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Submit for judgment.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly but that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the animal. The animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such—
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's although their blood is weak. There is still the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have won. Fair enough. Away we shall. And
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
all right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well. Oh, right! It's nice that we've got Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own, so Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still... Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangshen funeral
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the... We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards? Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit...
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which...
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Geo? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duty." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply...
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they... Credit is also due to Senora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict... This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal... All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death.
Huh? That doesn't...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for them.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to—
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a...
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting...
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? There's only one real possibility in my...
Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must... Still, what sort of supernatural...
Ah, forget it. Get...
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would... Could the Chi Sing already have... Did you... Exactly, right? watching? Are they saying—
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the
3,700 years of contracts burnt and
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blind—
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of her. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Rex Lapis. Now that I think, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if, well, that's fine. So for...
As for the more...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you.
You're right. I do lack...
But why would Morax lack more?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to...
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tag, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. That is true. But there is...
Paimon thinks that...
I fear that continuing your... Yes. The nation has been the Electro-Archon Ball.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma,
That said, though people at the war... Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis...
it's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans... But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful... This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessing?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eye,
Whoa.
the Animo Archon is the god of the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away. Well, knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she... 7 ideals. All right then. Was there anything else you... Well then, I suppose you'll have...
There are signs of treasure hoarder activity here. They must have come to these ruins. Let's go deeper inside. I'm sure Hope's Ganyu's information is reliable. There aren't many guards here. Looks like their plan to draw away the Abyss Order's forces really worked. Could it be that... Why is he in that... That's... Why is this... And the statue's hands... Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right? But... this statue is holding... And... the... Paimon doesn't feel so good. We can't stay here! Quick, run!
You have come as a...
An Abyss Herald?
Dane, did he send the Abyss? Is uns...
Is this power? Pirate's never seen it before! Careful! Let's light it!
I see. In that case, I shall...
Such a strong enemy. Who knew? Huh? What is it? Oh, right, yeah.
So, we meet again.
Hey, it's Dane!
Judging by... Could it be that you...
Huh?
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. An inverted... Tell me the...
And then we fought up...
Yes. This is a rare opportunity.
Let's go!
By royal decree!
Those Abyss...
No.
Oh, is looking for chaos devices.
In fact, they seem to... However, they...
Well then, why didn't you grab one?
I certainly... But I have a... One cannot... Or rather, these Abyss made... All right.
Wow! Besides...
There are no just like your appearance in that tavern. Forget it. The connection, rather, they are both
branches.
Both originate.
Huh? Really? Oh. Oh, right. As you... Huh? You have memory.
Is that so? But, if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Kanria you...
So that's the complete story.
I see.
It seems you're...
And then your brother...
The destruction of Kanria?
That destruction... It seems the...
Huh.
And it was shortly...
Oh, Paimon!
I understand. When you awoke it... But now...
Before going to... So, the whole time you were Oh, yeah?
I probably know. Kanria was It was a powerful...
A nation?
Later event.
You mean...
500 years ago. The pride...
How could that be?
Yes, well... Continuing, let's keep moving.
Over there! Dane was just...
No, these ruined...
Field tillers? What a
It's not like... The land is...
This is it, right? Ooh, so what did you... Huh? Nothing? What?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it... Let me give it a try. And done.
Wow!
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The eye of the first field tiller. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype.
Prototype? Oh, Paimon...
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the Defiant, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you have a and this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia. Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
No. I'll guard it.
Huh? You?
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands. No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well...
Oh!
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue. We can't have the Church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean by...
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven! As well as be... well...
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs to them? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue. I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
After all that running around, we end up right back here again.
Looks like we're here. An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue.
You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainsmith, enemy of the... I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed. Oh, and something far more dangerous than we are the same. We're both dangerous. But dangers from...
It is your words that forever reek of time to silence you!
The abyss shall rise!
Could that be?
Lumine.
Wait! He just blocked an... Your brother?
Lumine, why are you with Dane?
Uh-huh? Your brother?
Ether, we meet again.
What's going on here? Dane knows him too?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Ether.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop. That man Dainsleif was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of Conria. A curse of immortality was laid upon him, to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to—
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same Conria? And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss... and the whole thing about Dane being your enemy...
Yes, of course. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end. Listen to me, Lumine. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, sister. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. Really? At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right? That's right! By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Oh! Well then... First off, that Abyss Herald called your brother... It seems like your brother is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to him. Still, also, your brother said that he wants to engulf the thrones and go to war with destiny. Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after... And Dane is from Conria too! He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago! So that's why your brother said that Dane is his enemy. But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all the... Also, how come after all this time we've spent searching for your brother, it turns out he's... Yeah, you're right. Then We can't let ourselves get Our journey's not over yet. If your brother wants you to reach... Come on, traveler. Let's go.